All right, so I guess then we'll start highlighting what we have on display and different technologies that we're highlighting during the show, and then I'll cover what we're doing, our activities in the Middle East. Is that okay?
Okay. So we brought to the show here two vehicles today. The first is our MATV. That stands for MRAP, All-Terrain Vehicle, and it is a mine-resistant vehicle that we've sold many to the United States militaries and see markets over here for opportunity. It is, as you can see, it has large tires, it has a lot of ground clearance, it has a V-shaped hull to resist blasts, it has a lot of armor to provide ballistic protection as well as blast protection. A lot of suspension travel. We have our proprietary TAC-4 independent suspension built into the vehicle. Tremendous amount of off-road capability. High power to weight ratio, so it's a very good performer both on-road and off-road. It seats 4, this version. We have versions that seat 5 and 6. Different cargo bodies, different body configurations, a whole family of vehicles for the MATV.
So now that the Pentagon has discontinued production of the MRAPs, how does Oshkosh plan on continuing them in the Middle East at least?
So, would you like to?
We have numerous programs in the Middle East, potential programs as well as existing contractual programs. So in the UAE specifically, we have a contract for 750 of the MATV vehicles. We announced that last year. So we're in the midst of fulfilling that particular program, executing it. And similar other programs throughout the region, the GCC region and beyond. So we are presently in production for the MATV, and an area that Dan would maybe cover is the LATV, which is the light all-terrain vehicle, that we are exhibiting for the first time ever internationally. So we can talk about that as well if you'd like.
Yes, so can you tell us about the capabilities of the LATV?
Sure. So the LATV is a very different vehicle than the MATV, other than it shares some similar acronyms in the lettering. But that light vehicle is meant to be a replacement for up-armored Humvees in a program called JLTV, Joint Light Tactical Vehicle, that we are bidding on right now. So it is a smaller vehicle than this, smaller in many ways, but it still has very good blast protection, very good ballistic protection, very good off-road capabilities, even though it is smaller. Very capable, very capable.
So you mentioned potential contracts. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So far we highlighted the light end of the spectrum of what we make. Our product line is very extensive, very wide. So at the light end, you have the LATV, MATV. We have a few others as well. The medium, we have what we call the FMTV, and we are collaborating with local industry on that. You will see one of the FMTVs in the Tawazun stand. Then at the heavy end of the spectrum, we have our heavy equipment transporter, HET it's called. You will see that also with the Tawazun Al-Jaber. It's on display. And during the opening ceremony, you probably have seen the vehicle there as well. So it's a full spectrum of light, medium, and heavy. And there are activities in all three categories. Present activities, contracts that we're fulfilling, as well as potential. And obviously I'm highlighting the UAE because we are in the UAE, but also beyond the UAE in the region. I think I mentioned earlier we are headquartered here in the UAE for the region, the regional offices. So elsewhere within the GCC countries we have numerous contracts as well as potential ones. Not only just new vehicles, but also what we call resetting, recapping. These are our vehicles that have been sold over the years, have been in service. Some of them go back as far as 30, 40 years, and the end users are quite happy with them. They would like to keep them, and we can refurbish them, either reset back to original condition or reset and recap recap include all the modifications that have occurred over the years. So that as well. So it's full life cycle. New vehicles, resetting, recapping, as well as training, spare parts, and support type of activities. The whole spectrum.
So, are you focused on any joint ventures in the Middle East besides Tawazun? And
we have several partners, not necessarily a joint venture per se, but partnerships can take on different shapes and forms. So it's again a wide spectrum of these kind of activities, both in UAE and elsewhere. That stems from the original premise, the strategy we follow, which is that of becoming multi-domestic. So we will become domestic in all the markets that we serve, and particularly in the Middle East, UAE is obviously in a very prime position. Saudi Arabia is another example for that. So it's not a question of just exporting our products from the US to the region, but becoming fully integrated with local industry, both government-owned entities as well as private industry.
so, can you tell us about specific tenders that Oshkosh has responded to recently?
Tenders per se, as you know, the procurement processes sometimes are tenders, some of them are just competitions. You go through a trial process.
Please approach us at organizer office number 6. Thank you.
So there are numerous type of opportunities that we are pursuing. These are typically quite cyclical, as you know, but overall, it seems like the demand in the region is quite high for the marketplace, the niche marketplace that we serve all around. Not necessarily just UAE, but elsewhere.
But how will the Pentagon's cancellation of production of the MRAPs affect Oshkosh in general?
Well, obviously the international growth that we are on the path of is very important to us. We are emphasizing international business more so than ever before, and not because the Pentagon is slowing down or we have challenges domestically. It is based on its own merits, because we do have the served market, as we call it, is quite robust for the vehicles and technologies that we have, and we see that continuing going forward in terms of growing the international business. And it's quite a steep curve where we are ever increasing not only the business but also our presence in the region, UAE and elsewhere, and in Saudi Arabia.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.